Jesus' final word is actually a rather bold thing he does. He's made a number of bulls during his ministry, and in one of them, back in the book of John, chapter 10, Jesus claimed that no one could take his life from him. He could lay his life down of his own will, but no one had the power to take his life away, not even death itself. Specifically, he said, the reason my Father loves me is that I lay down my life only to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down with my own authority. I have authority to lay it down and authority to take it up again. This command I received from my Father. Strangely, John's gospel makes no mention of this claim later on when Jesus is on the cross, but Luke does. The end of Jesus' death on the cross, Luke records his final words in those 3 hours of darkness and the 3 hours before that were over the land. Says the words we're going to look at. But along with those words, God gave us some other bold signs to go with Jesus' bold claim. Darkness that was over the land for 3 hours. Some people wonder if perhaps it was an eclipse. A great earthquake that takes place at the moment Jesus dies. The curtain that was in God's temple in Jerusalem, a curtain that symbolized that we are not holy. We cannot enter before a holy God, divided the temple from the most holy room, the rest of the temple. At that moment that Jesus dies, the curtain was torn from top to bottom. Matthew's gospel tells us that even the tombs in around Jerusalem, some of them were split open, and some of the dead were raised and went around Jerusalem a few days later on Easter. All of these signs going with Jesus' final word as he breathed his last. Words that remind us that when we come to our final hour, we can commit ourselves to God as well, knowing that Jesus has done everything, so that when we close our eyes, we'll open them in our Father's hand. Jesus' final word comes from Luke chapter 23, 44 to 49. It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. For the sun stopped shining, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Jesus called out with a loud voice, Father, into your hand I commit my spirit. When he had said this, breathed his last. The centurion, seeing what had happened, praised God and said, surely this was a righteous man. When all the people who had gathered to witness the sight saw what took place, they beat their breasts and went away. But all those who knew him, including the women who had followed him from Galilee, stood at a distance, watching. This is the word of